So it was just over a year ago we made this trip to the Rising Sun Country Park to do our first ever park run. We didn't know what we were letting ourselves in for, and life has not quite been the same since. But we thought we'd celebrate our little milestone by making a little video for you today, looking at our favourite 5 park run routes that we've done in our first year. So come with us and let's see who makes the list. So before we get into our favourite 5, we just wanted to maybe give you a few stats about our first year.
I've done 57 parkruns since starting, 22 different locations.
So I have done 32 parkruns at 23 different locations. And we do want to thank all of the volunteers at all the parkruns that we've done, and all the parkruns around the world that enable people like us to come out and enjoy the running events every week. And you know, we couldn't do it without you guys. So yeah, we want to thank all the volunteers that have come out and supported the events. And yeah, if you disagree with our favourite 5, that's fine. You can always make your own list, can't you? So we're going to do our list a little bit like the old top 40 used to on the radio. So obviously you start from number 5 and work your way up to number 1. So coming in at number 5.
Penguin.
Ooh.
Because it is a lovely flat route out and back.
Yep.
And the scenery was beautiful. Volunteers fantastic. Obviously met the local dog.
We did.
Parkrun mascot.
Yeah.
It was lovely and cute. And there's a cafe on site, toilets on site which are lovely and clean. And it was the 200th one, but I did get a cake at the end because I don't know who brought the cakes in, but there was a lot of cupcakes, and I had a lovely cupcake. So thank you very much for that. But that's my number 5.
So coming in at number 5 for me is Prada Riverside, which we did back in March, I think it was. Lovely route. It's a 2-lapper. There's ample free parking on the site. There's lovely cafe, lovely toilets. It's a really, really nice route. It's got a fantastic downhill finish as well. And yeah, it was just a really enjoyable run. It was a bit muddy and slippy at the top bit when we went, so we would like to go back maybe when it's a bit drier. But yeah, lovely route. So number 5, Prada Riverside.
So number 4 for me is where we are right now, in the beautiful Rising Sun. And this is our local, and if there's no rain, it's beautiful, especially through the woods. But if it's muddy, it's but it is a varied route. When you go into the woods and you come out and you salt up a hill and you end up, it's like a one loop out and back, but you do come back on yourself for the finish. But it's really lovely. The volunteers are second to none, especially Sheila. You've got to give her a mention.
Yes.
Because it's a smiley run for her, and she's always really, really upbeat. And you can hear her before you actually come out of the woods. You know she's there, and it's a smiley run. And there's a cafe, toilets, ample parking. You've got parking, you can go to Asda, and it's local. So I can walk there and walk back. Yeah, definitely number 4 for me. Thank you.
So my number 4 is Druridge Bay, which we did in July. It would have probably scored a bit higher, but unfortunately on the day that we went, it was raining, it was freezing cold. But it is a lovely 2-lap route around the lake. It was a great briefing as well by a young lad did the briefing. It was really funny. So that was good. There's loads of free parking on site. There's lovely cafe, toilets on site. So yeah, we'll go back maybe when the sun's out and enjoy it a little bit more, but it's a great run. So number 4 for me, Druridge Bay.
So talking about Druridge Bay, that's my number 3.
Ooh, okay.
So it was a lovely, lovely, lovely place.
Yeah.
Lots of parking.
Yep.
Cafe, which I did sample. I think I had a macaroon or something like that, which was lovely, lovely cafe. Lovely people. The route itself was lovely. And you went into a wood, you went through a gate, you went over bridges, went around the lake. Yeah. It was probably the best lake one. Yeah, just loved it. Yeah, that's definitely number 3.
So my number 3 is one we've already mentioned a bit earlier. For me, it's Tyne Green. It was their 200th event that we said when we was there. The route's really flat. It's an out and back alongside the river. There was a nice bit along the railway track. We saw a train go by. And yeah, it was a lovely route. Yeah, loads of parking on site, a nice cafe, toilets, everything that we personally think is important. And it was a great day that we had there, so it scored well for me. So my number 3, Tyne Green.
Right, number 2 for me is Blythe.
Oh, Blythe, had to be Blythe.
Blythe Links, and I love it there because I got me PB there.
You did,
and it's the 3 most quickest events for me is all at Blythe Links. Obviously, it's a flatter course.
Yeah.
The scenery is beautiful, the seaside view, the sea, you've got the beach huts, the volunteers, I know one of them, Gillian, they're all lovely. There's the Mermaid car park, you can park there. Yeah. I've been into, I can't remember what the cafe is called, and I've had cake there. Yeah. Beautiful cake. I just love it.
Now, my number 2, again, it's been mentioned already, but for me, number 2 is here at the Rising Sun. It's got pretty much everything going for it that you want in a park run. There's lots of free parking. There's a little cafe on the site at the finish. There's toilets. And of course, it's our local one, as we said. We can walk here. It's the one I think we've both done the most of. It's a lovely route through the country park. The marshals are fantastic. Obviously, as Paula mentioned before, Sheila is just an absolute legend. You're running through the woods and you hear her shouting from miles away. She's so happy and loves being a volunteer, and it's just great. It's a great route. It's not the easiest route, actually. It's quite tough, but it is a beautiful, beautiful route, a beautiful place. And it's our local one, so it's going to score high, isn't it? So for me, number 2 is definitely the Rising Sun. So we have finally reached the top of our list, our favourite, which is going to be number 1. What do you think? Have a guess and see if you can figure out what number 1's going to be. Have we got the same number 1? Will it be a different number 1? Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. So just before we reveal our favourite park run that we've done in our first year, just a couple of other little awards we want to give out to, a couple of mentions to some other park runs that we've done that we're unlucky not to make our favourite 5, but they maybe deserve a mention. So we're going to do a couple of little awards as well, just before we get to number 1.
This is Best Route Award.
Oh, Best Route, okay. Yep.
And do we agree on this one?
I think so.
I think so. And this award goes to Jesmond Dean.
Yes, Jesmond Dean.
So it's got a bit of everything, and if you want to stop and have a look at a waterfall, you can even do that.
Yeah.
You might have a bit more information about the course, more than me, but it was lovely. It was hard, don't get me wrong, it was hard for me because it did have that hill at the beginning, but it didn't seem so bad because there was no hill at the end. And you went around the lake, you went into the woods, and you went up steps, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So yeah, Jesmond Dean, it would probably have scored high. It would have probably been in both our top 5s had there been maybe parking on site. There's no cafe on the site either, but you know, they're just small gripes just for us personally. But as a route, it's beautiful. It is tough. Hilarious Hill, of course, is, you know, the highlight, if you want to call it a highlight of the route. It's fantastic. But yeah, it is a really, really lovely route. So yeah, definitely the best route is Jesmond Dean. So our second special award is for Best Cafe, and that goes to Herrington Country Park. I think it's called Love Lily, the cafe in the park. Really, really beautiful cafe. A great selection of of cakes, of you know, breakfast, coffee, tea, anything there. It's a lovely, lovely cafe, and yes, it deserves a mention. It's a great cafe. So yeah, best cafe so far that we've seen is definitely Love Lilies at Herrington Country Park. So what's the next award?
The next award is hardest route, and talking about Herrington, for me that was by far the hardest route. Okay. It was one of them routes that was up and down and up and down and up and up, and I was just praying for it to finish. But I just couldn't see anything because I was too like engrossed in trying to get it done because it was really hard.
So my hardest route is probably slightly different, and I'm sure lots of people that's done it probably won't agree with me, but for me it was Lees's. It's a 3 laps, which I'm not an overly big fan of 3 lap courses anyway. And there's quite a big hill at the end of each lap. And although there's a massive downhill as well around the back of St James's Park, I don't know, I found that the hardest one. I've done it a couple of times. So yeah, for me, the hardest route's probably Lees's.
So the next award is the easiest route.
Oh, okay.
I've got 2.
Oh, you allowed 2, eh? Okay, we'll let you have 2.
Yeah,
We'll let
I've
you
got
have
a Scotch
2.
one,
Oh, okay.
which was Troon.
Yes.
Which was just along the seafront
Yes.
and back.
Yeah.
Totally flat. That's why I liked it.
It was totally flat,
as
yeah.
well. In Kagazoon in the Netherlands.
Which I've not done, but
was
you
flat,
enjoyed that, yeah.
And you saw a windmill. You went over a bridge.
Oh, wow.
But it was really flat, as you know, Holland's well known for being
Yeah.
flat.
Yeah. So it looks like they've chopped down a few trees here since I was last here. And I run here quite often, so must be quite a recent thing, this. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I think my easiest route would probably be Troon, if I'm honest. It's a lovely route. It's just a sort of, there's a couple of out and backs. You do a little short out and back and then you go further out, but it's basically in a straight line. You can't get lost. It's flat, and yeah, it probably was the easiest one. And at the time I did it, it was me PB. So I found it, yeah, pretty easy, I suppose, for a 5K. So yeah, I think Troon, yeah, would be the easiest route. So the next award is for the best on-site facilities of all the park runs that we've done, and that goes to North Yorkshire Water Park. It's got loads and loads of parking. You drive through the water park to get to where the park run starts, which is at the back, so you get to see everything on the way in. The cafe there is lovely, ample room, quick service. The toilets are there on the site, really clean. There's so much going on there with, you know, different water park events and stuff like that. So there's loads to do when you get there as well. So yeah, that definitely gets the best on-site facilities. As much as we love Rising Sun, if it's been raining, you do get a few puddles. So if you're not keen on puddles, then you know, maybe don't come to this one if it's wet. But yeah, we still like it though. So final award before we get down to the number 1 is just for the fastest route. Now it's not the fastest route that either of us have done actually, but it is a route where if you do want to go for a PB, I would say out of all the ones that we've done, this would probably be the one to try, because it is fairly flat. It's on pretty good surface if it's dry, and that would be Town Moor, the original Newcastle park run. It does get very busy, so if you do want to go for a PB there, you would need to start at the front or near the front. If you're any further back, you're going to get bunched in on the first couple of bends and it's going to cost you time. But I would go, if you do want a time, go there on Pace a Week. And they have a Pace a Week, I think it's the first Saturday in every month. So get yourself there for a Pace a Week. Find your pacer and go for it, and you'll have a great chance of getting a PB. So this is the moment you've all been waiting for. What is our favourite park run that we've done in our first year of, I suppose it's park run tourism really that we've done. So what is going to get our vote for number 1? Wow, let's find out, shall we?
So, number 1 for me is definitely Fountains Abbey.
Ooh.
Absolutely gorgeous place. You've got the Abbey. The route wasn't the easiest route,
No.
but it was lovely nonetheless. And it was my 50th park run, and it was my birthday, so it was extra special. And the car park, you had a little bit of a walk to the car park, but that's nothing. It was just absolutely gorgeous. So that one for me, it had everything really.
So what is my favourite park run of all the ones that we've done in our first year? Well, it's exactly the same. It is Fountains Abbey, of course. What else could it be? Let's be honest. What a fantastic route it is. The scenery is just absolutely incredible. You know, you run right past the Abbey 2 or 3 times. It's like a 2-lap course, and you do go out on the second lap to Studley Royal. I think it's called Water Garden. Some fantastic views there. It's just got everything really. And yeah, as Paul has said, it's not the easiest route necessarily, although it is where I set my PB for some unknown reason. I don't know how I did it. But it's just the route itself, and the fact that you can walk around the Abbey for free after the event. I think you can stay till like 10:30 or something, so you can see everything when you're there. Just brilliant. And yeah, out of all the ones that we've done, and we've done quite a few different ones, that is definitely our favourite one. So if you've enjoyed this video celebrating our first year of Parkrun, please give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We will of course be back very, very soon with some more Parkruns, obviously. A few more other bits and pieces as well. So stay tuned. Please like, share and subscribe, and we will see you of course on that next one.